Welcome to the Opportunity Report. I'm your host, Brother Jason, an entrepreneur, a business owner. And before we dive in, let me tell you exactly what this show is about and who is it for. Here's the idea, plain and simple. Every week, real opportunities show up in the news and trade publications and places most people never look. Opportunities to start something, own something, build a second income, a first business, or a full-on enterprise. And most of them disappear in the noise, acted on only by people who have money, connections, and a seat at the table. This show exists to close that gap. So every Thursday, I bring you real opportunity pulled from prior week's news, sometimes two if the stories run deep. Like today, no rich get quick schemes, no MLM, no buy my course, real businesses with real startup course, real timelines, real problems, and real solutions. And once a month, I dedicate a whole episode to the path I know best, and that's becoming an independent insurance agency owner. That's how I build prominent, and it's at the door, and I want to hold it open for anybody in my community who wants to walk through it. So who this show is for? If you're working a job you tolerate but don't love, this is for you. If you've been told you're not technical enough, not educated enough, not connected enough, this is for you. Career switchers, single parents, hustling on evenings and weekends, this is for you. Ministers, community leaders, recent grads who don't want to spend 40 years building somebody else's dream, this is for you. Entrepreneurs who want fresh research ideas nobody else in your network is talking about, this show is for you. Here's what you can expect every week. One, the research is real. Every opportunity is sourced. I tell you where I got it, when it was reported, and how to verify it for yourself. No hype, no made up income claims. If I don't know something, I'm going to tell you. Two, we keep it plain. If my grandmother can't follow the episode, I'm doing it wrong. Three, we talk about the hard parts. Every opportunity comes with problems laid out right next to the upside. I'm not selling you a dream. I'm showing you a path, potholes, and all. Four, this is a community show, and I want to hear from you. And soon we'll be bringing in guests, real founders, real agency owners, real entrepreneurs who started with nothing and built something. The independent agency owner who went from zero to $1 million book. The former hairstylist who built a six-figure e-commerce brand. The AI consultant who went from laid off to fully booked in 90 days. If that's you, reach out, find me on LinkedIn, DM me. We're going to make this show a platform for builders nobody's putting on the big stages. One more thing. Everything on this show is educational, not financial, legal, or investment advice. It's information delivered in good faith with sources cited so you can make your own decisions. You do the work. You take the risk. My job is to make sure you see the opportunity before it passes you by. The mission of this show mirrors the mission of Prominent Insurance Services: protection, education, and empowerment, because you need to know what can go wrong before you build. Education, because nobody can take knowledge away from you. Empowerment, because the whole point is to put ownership back in the hands of the people who've been told for too long that it wasn't for them. All right? Now let's turn these episodes into ownership. So today in episode 1, we want to talk about the opportunity in AI, an AI implementation consultant. And what that is somebody who implements AI into businesses. So on April 6th, 2026, the Wall Street Journal reported that Anthropic, the company behind Claude AI Assistant, we all know that language model, very popular, is in talks to invest $200 million into a new venture with major private equity firms, including General Atlantic, Blackstone, and Hellman and Friedman. Hellman and Friedman does a lot of investments in insurance and financial firms. The venture is structured to raise $1 billion in total. Its entire purpose is to serve as a consultant arm that teaches businesses how to incorporate AI tools into their operation. You see that? So they're putting $1 billion together for the sole purpose is to serve as a consultant arm that teaches businesses how to use AI. And that's an opportunity for everybody. So if you learn these language models, whether it be ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini, you got tons of models now. Meta came out with a new model, just dropped. So you have all of these models and these businesses do not know how to implement them into their business, and that's an opportunity right there. But let me go on to this. It says OpenAI is building a parallel venture, uh, internally called DeployCo, that involves sending engineers directly into client companies to teach staff how to use technology. Separately, Anthropic announced a $100 million effort earlier in 2026 to provide training and technical support specifically for consulting firms helping enterprises adopt Claude. So right there, they're investing $100 million in consulting firms to help people adopt Claude. So if you start an AI consulting firm and you are helping businesses adopt these language models, you can get some of that $100 million. That's a real world example of an opportunity that may not be on our radar right there. Now, let me translate this for you. The largest AI companies in the world are openly saying with their checkbooks that the bottleneck is no longer the technology, it is the humans who can teach businesses how to use it. So that's the bottleneck right there. It's not the language models. They're not complicated. It's just the businesses do not know how to implement it in their day-to-day activities, their day-to-day work. And that's where you and I come in. As an AI consultant, you learn these language models. If you are in, for instance, finance, you can go to other financial firms and teach them how to implement AI into their business. Use these language models. So it says, but the ventures that are funding are aimed at Fortune 500 clients and private equity portfolio companies. So that means the entire small business market, the dentist office, the HVAC company, the independent insurance agency, the neighborhood restaurant is all untouched. See, these venture firms and these big wealth management companies and private equity firms, they're going after the Fortune 500 companies. But there's a whole market untapped. Your auto shop down the block, the barber shops, the lawyer's office. So there's tons of businesses, the contractors, the truckers, the credit repair specialists. All these individuals need some type of AI assistance in their business, and you can help them implement it. Here's where the opportunity actually lies. The small business owner say, I keep hearing about AI, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to use it. What can I do? How can I implement it in my business? And that's where you come in and say, hey, this is what I do. I'm a consultant. I can teach you how to do that. You charge a flat fee or a monthly retainer to walk them through their business, identify 3 to 5 places where AI can save time or money. You set up tools for them, train them and their staff to actually use it, and come back every month to tune things and add new use cases. This is how you do it. You're not building AI. You're the translator. You're the person standing between the technology and the business owner, the one who doesn't have the time, the patience, or the know-how to implement these language models. So that translator role is the opportunity and is wide open right now because technology is moving faster that small business owners can keep up with it. So who is it for? Who know how to explain complicated things in plain language? You don't need to be a coder. You need to be as curious, organized, and good with people. It only takes very little for startup. All you need is a subscription to Chat or Claude. Right now, I recommend the best language model that I've experienced has been Claude. You just need a simple one-page portfolio website, and you can build that on Replit, Base 44, Lovable. I personally use Replit. Replit is very easy to use. It has some of the best technology and language models that it uses as well, and it's real quick and easy. No technical knowledge. All you got to do is have prompt knowledge. How you get in the step by step is you learn the tools. You pick the tools, whether it be Claude, Chat, GPT, and then add a CRM, whether it be Go High Level or HubSpot, so you can start tracking your clients, and you use them first personally. You know, I like Claude because Claude gives you classes. You can go to Claude University and learn all about the language models, how to implement it, watch YouTube videos, and then you pick a niche. You don't have to start with every small business. Pick a vertical, whether it be restaurants, law firms, contractors, auto repair shops, barber shops, hair salons, churches, independent insurance agencies, financial firms. Pick a niche, pick a vertical, learn that vertical, see what they need, and start to implement the strategies to be able to help them. And then you can build your service menu and just build on top of that. So being an AI consultant, learning these language models and implementing systems and processes that's repeatable in these small businesses. You don't have to look for the Fortune 500. These big private equity firms is forming consulting companies to be able to service them. But the world is filled with small businesses, and these are the ones who need to implement these language models so they can better serve their client and themselves. So that's a great opportunity in AI consulting. Look it up, learn more about it. Reach out to me if you want to learn about it. I can point you in a direction because I implement these systems in my business. This is the opportunity report. So I'm learning these things and I'm saying, hey, it's an opportunity for somebody that want to take advantage of being an AI consultant. You have tons of small businesses to be able to service. This is an opportunity to do something for yourself. So now here's the second opportunity. It pairs perfectly with the first one. I'm going to tell you something that I personally use, and that's Replit. It's a tool that allows you to build real websites without being a developer. If you want to see an example of this, go to my website for my insurance agency, www.prominentagency.com. I built that website, and there's no other website that can compare with that website that I built without having no technical knowledge. Now, you go look at it and see how interactive that website is. And I use this tool, Replit. I was paying $200 a month for somebody to build and maintain my website. So there's buying clients out there. I was one. But since I'm taking hold of these language models and I'm learning how to implement it in my own business because I'm an entrepreneur, that now instead of giving somebody else that 200, I invest that back in the business. Now, the site I had prior cannot nearly come close to the site that I just built without no technical knowledge. But this is what the next opportunity is all about. These apps are putting the power back in the hands of regular people without no technical knowledge. So this particular site, you can use Lovable, you can use Base 44, but I personally use Replit. And I'm not sponsored by Replit, but if you see this Replit, you can sponsor me because I'm shouting you out. So here's what it means for you. Every small business in your neighborhood either has a bad website, which I did, so I could have been your client, or no website at all. You can walk in there with your phone, show them something clean, and charge $500 to $1,000 per website, or fix their website, because most of these websites that I see is not good, and that's saying a lot. Then you can buy the domain from Cloudflare. I like Cloudflare because they don't mark up domains. And then you can build them a website better than theirs. Because once you prompt Replit properly, you can go to these businesses and build them a website, and it may cost you all in $50. All in. Professional website, which I personally paid $2,400 a year and $1,800 for them to start the process. So you do the math. I put more money into my website over time, but it did not reach the initial $1,800 that I gave them, and it was nearly not as good. So that's an opportunity right there. Be a website, an app builder, and go to these small businesses and provide them with a website. And you can charge them $500 to $1,000 for professional websites. So you notice what just happened here. These two opportunities are not separate. They're the same business. The consultant who teaches a small business how to use AI also needs to give them a website where customers can find them. The web builder who puts up a site for a barbershop can also set up an AI assistant to handle the booking questions that come in at 11 o'clock at night. One client, 2 checks, 3 checks if you add maintenance. Think that over. This is how ownership actually gets built. Not by picking one thing and hoping it sticks, but by stacking services the same client needs. Let me give you an example of the economic math I put together for these two opportunities. A single business client who takes both services, AI, consultant, and website build, plus the combined monthly retainer, worth roughly $1,800 to $2,500 in the first 90 days, plus the retainer fee of anywhere from $100 to $300 a month in recurring revenue. Now stack 10 of those and you had a real business. One that can operate from a laptop, grown on evenings and weekends, and eventually transition into full-time income. Right, that's the show. But before you click off, 3 quick questions. 1, if something in today's episode sparked an idea, don't let it sit. Write it down tonight. Take one action this week. The people who build something are the people who move while the opportunity is still warm. 2, I want to hear from you. What are you building? What opportunities are you seeing in your city, your industry, your church, your barbershop? And if you're a founder with a story that can light a fire under somebody listening, reach out to me, DM me, email me, or find me on LinkedIn. We're building this show into a platform for the builders nobody else is putting on the big stage. 3, if this episode helped you, do me a favor, share it with one person who needs to hear it. This is how the community grows. Everything we talked about today is educational, not financial, legal, or investment advice. You do your own due diligence, you take your own risks, you build your own thing. My job is to make sure you see the opportunity before it passes you by. The mission of this show is that we hope that someone turns opportunity into ownership. I'm Brother Jason, and I see you next Thursday on the Opportunity Report. Signing off.